Hello, I would like you to get out a piece of paper and I want you to draw the hundreds, tens, and ones chart. And we're going to go ahead and solve this problem. I want you to draw 6 ones, please. Okay. And underneath it, I want you to draw the number 6. All right. And then we're going to put a 10 in the tens place with a 1 because there's 1 10 in there. And then we're going to say it the 10 way. 1 10, 6 ones. Now, how do you say that the regular way? You say 16, don't you? We're going to add one more chip to our tens, and you have 2 tens now. So you put 2, erase the 1 and make it a 2. And what is 10 more than 16? Well, now it is 26. The say 10 way is 2 tens, 6, or the standard way is 6 or 26. Now we're going to add 100 to the hundreds section. Okay, we're going to put a 1 down there. And how do we say this? What is 100 more than 26? It is 126. Now we're going to cross out a chip in the tens column because we want to know what is 10 less than 126. What is 10 less than 126? Well, I crossed off 1, and now I have 116. Okay. 110, 100, 110, 6 ones. Okay. What is 100 less than 116? So I have to cross off 100. When I cross off the 100, all I have left is 110 and 6 ones. So that's how you say it. Okay. Now we're going to draw this 44 or 4 tens 4. Please draw that, and you can push pause while you draw that, please. 4 tens 4. Okay. I want to put 1 chip in the hundreds column, and it will say 100, 4 tens, 4 ones, which is 144. And I'm going to add 1 chip to the tens column right in the middle, and it will become 100, 5 tens, 4 ones, which is 154. Because I added 10 more to 144. The say tens way is 100, 5 tens, and 4 ones. Okay. Now I'm going to add a chip to the hundreds column. And when I add the chip, it becomes 2 in the hundreds column, and it's still. Now the other numbers stayed the same, so it's now 2 in the hundreds, it's still 5 in the tens, and 4 in the ones. So when it became 100 more, it's 2 hundreds, 5 tens, and 4 ones. Because I'm asking at the top, it says, what is 10 less than 254? Whenever I do that, I cross off a 10. Watch that. Now how do I read this correctly? It's still 2 hundreds, but the 5 in the middle changes to 4, and it becomes 4 ones. The say tens way is 2 hundreds, 4 tens, 4 ones. Okay, now it says cross out a chip in the hundreds column because it's saying what is 100 less than 154. So I go to the hundreds column and I cross off 100. Watch. How many hundreds are left? 1. So I still read it the same way with the other numbers. Nothing else changed. It is now 100, 4 tens, and 4 ones. Okay, now we're going to show 2 chips in the hundreds column. I would like you to do this now on your paper, and I want you to pause while you catch up with me, please. How do you say this in the say 10 way? You say 2 hundreds. You can say 0 tens and 0 ones, or you just have to say 200s. All right, how do you say this in standard form? It's almost the same thing. You say 200, just don't say the S on the end. And I want you to add one chip to your tens column because it's saying what is 10 more than 200. Add a 10, and now your answer changes to 200, 200s, 1 10, and 0 ones. Now it says, what is 100 more than 210? So where do I add something? I add 1 to the hundreds place. When I do that, it changes it to 300. 300s, 1 10, and 0 ones. Now it says, what is 10 less than 310? So I go to the tens column and it says what is 10 less? I cross off that 10. And it makes it 0 tens. There's no zeros, there's no tens left, so put a 0 there. It's 300s, 0 tens, and 0 ones. How do you say it the say 10 way? 300s. The standard way is 300. Okay, now it says, what is 100 less than 300? I look at the hundreds place and I cross off 100 because it's what is 100 less. All right, how many hundreds are left? 2. My answer is 200. All right, now we're going to start with 5 in the ones place. Redraw your new chart, please. Push pause and catch up. All right, show 4 chips in the hundreds column. All right, so write down 405. How do you say it the say tens way? 400, 0 tens, 5 ones. All right, it says add 1 chip to the tens column. What is 10 more than 405? I'm going to add a 10 because it says what is 10 more. Now that my answer changes to 4 hundreds, 1 10, and 5 ones, which is 415. Now the next question says, what is 100 more than 415? I look at that and I add 100 to it, which changes my answer to how many hundreds? Yes, 5. 5 hundreds. Good. 5 hundreds, 1 10, and 5 ones. All right, now it's saying what is 10 less than 515? Take off a 10, please. Look at that. Now how many tens are left? 0. So you say 5 hundreds, 0 tens, and 5 ones. That is 505, the standard way. Now, the next question says, what is 100 less than 505? Where do I go? I go to the 100, and I cross off 100. And it becomes 4 hundreds, 0 tens, and 5 ones. That's why you need to draw your hundreds chart. All right. All right, so that is, I'm going to pause it for just a moment. All right, so every number I say, I want you to give me 10 less than that number. I'll give you the number on the screen. I'll give you a second to answer, then I'll tell you the correct answer. All right, let's go. See if you get it. 20. Yes, it's 10. 22. 12. 19. Go down 10. That's 9. 78. Picture yourself crossing off a 10, and you get 68. 100. A little bit trickier. That's 90. 107. 97. 182. 172. 201. 191. 299. 289, 312, 302, 321, 311. All right. So in my mind, I'm looking at the number in the tens place and I'm just taking off the 10. I'm crossing it off and going down 1. Okay. It's a little trickier when it's a 0, but we can still do it, can't we? All right, I'm going to say a number and you're going to give me 100 more than that number. So if I say 56, you're going to say 156. Just like the last one, I'll give you a chance to answer. All right. Ready? 37, 137, 80, 180. I'm adding a number in the hundreds place. 8, 108, 88, 188. 288 becomes 388. 300 becomes 400. 333 becomes 433. 566 becomes 666. 900 becomes 1,000. All right. Okay, now I'm going to give you a number. I want you to give me 100 less than. 150 becomes 50. 159 becomes 59. 168 becomes 68. Just take away
that 1.
100. 170 becomes
70.
270 becomes
70.
No, it becomes 170.
227.
277 becomes
227.
You take away 1 of the 100, so it becomes 177.
Oh, it's a little harder.
400 becomes
300.
Very good. 404 becomes
304.
Don't say and. 434 becomes
334.
All right, very good. Excellent lesson today.